Welcome back into the PGA coverage here at Sports Money. We've got a big one on deck. It's the third major of the year with the U.S. Open at Oakmont Country Club in beautiful northeastern United States in Oakmont, Pennsylvania. I got MMA Jeff here coming off a big week, Jeff. Tell him how you scored.
Yeah, I had a pretty solid week. Last week we hit Nick Taylor in the top 20 at plus 190. Had Alex Smalley in the top 20 at plus 240. And then the big bomb of the week, Sammy Burns, plus 600 in the top 5. He ended up losing in the playoff to Fox. And after the third round, I snagged Sam Burns at plus 2,200 live. So I was pulling for him in that finals. But we ended up cashing the plus 600 in the top 5. So that was a big hit. Looking forward to rolling it hot next in this weekend here.
It's going to be interesting to see how this tournament shakes out because we've got some big question marks that we'll talk about here. Rory McIlroy is a big question mark, says he's lost his focus and he's been kind of dinged since that illegal driver. We've got some of the live guys coming back in and, we've seen some big ups with Scottie Scheffler. Of course, this guy is the first time that we've seen such a low priced favorite since one young fellow named Tiger Woods. Jeff, maybe you've heard of him. Maybe you're familiar with him.
I saw an article today saying Tiger says the key to this course is to bomb it and you got to hit it in the fairway.
Well, it makes sense because Dustin Johnson was the last winner, I believe, here at Oakmont with around a 5 or 6 under. So some of these guys have played here before. I've played here before. It's a beautiful track and excited to talk to you about these golf plays. So let's kick it off. Talk to us about your top 20s, top 10s. We'll get into the top 5s. Outright winners. I've got some matchup plays I'm going to add to the arena this week here, but the floor is yours. Talk to them about your top 20s and top 10s.
All right, this week I'm rolling top 20. I'm going to roll with Patrick Cantlay at plus 160. And then I followed that up with Victor Hovland at plus 230. Now, this course is, as I mentioned there, Tiger's saying he got to hit it down the middle. This course has one of the greatest undulations out of all the courses in the U.S. And the green should be pretty firm, so putting's going to come into a big factor here. They also have a par 3 out there that's 300 yards long, 297 or something like that. That's absolutely ridiculous. But top 10, I rolled with Sam Burns at plus 550, going back to the well with Sammy. I also took Harris English at plus 600. That's how I'm rolling with the top 20 and top 10s this week.
Big strikes, big paydays. I've got a couple of spots as well here. Tricky track, and it's a major, so anything can happen. The way I was looking at this and trying to approach the overall performance with these guys here, I mentioned I've got some first-round leaders, but one of the guys I'm going to focus on for the top 20 finish here, and I slimmed it down because I got to get back on the winning track here, but I've got a top 20 finish in Joaquin Niemann out there. Not the finest guy in his current form out there, but great ball striker. And in his last couple of starts, he's been gaining strokes on the field. So it does kind of suggest to me a little bit of a bounce back. He's gained 2 strokes on the field his last 2 starts. He's played in both the LIV and PGA events. So he's a big, long hitter. Consistent. You talked about Tiger indicating they've got to hit the fairway. Absolutely. The rough in this place is atrocious, over 4 inches plus. And if you don't have that big stick with the accuracy, you're going to struggle. So Joaquin Niemann is plus 250 for a top 20 finish out there. And I'm going to go to one of your guys here. Another top 20 I'm looking at. Minwoo Lee. Yeah, plus 330. I'm trying to scratch up some coin to cover the rest of my card for this week here. And Texas Children's Houston Open. You were out there. You fired on him. He finished 49th at the Masters. Hasn't, again, been in his finest form. But look, he does play well at U.S. Opens. You have to be up. These tracks, the way they set these up with the PGA commissioner, entirely different than an average PGA event. Needless to say, it's going to be difficult and all those other things that you talk about. But previous experience, he finished top 5 in 2023, tied for 21st in 2024. So again, a guy that can hit the ball, he can putt the ball. He putts the ball incredibly well. We've seen that already. The Poanas, Jeff. Should be where he fires up. So top 20 at plus 330. And I've got one top 10 I'm going to filter in here with this arena. And it's a track favorite. Right now, the odds are in the books, I should say. The odds makers are concerned about Colin Morikawa. I don't know what the deal is there. They certainly don't feel there's liability when the price tag's as low as it is on Scottie Scheffler. So look at this guy. Tee to green, he ranks 5th in the PGA, 2nd in driving accuracy. 2 critical components out there, plus 210 for a top 10 for me. Collin Morikawa, Jeff. Talk about top 5s and outright winners. We'll get this thing moving.
Yeah. I'm rolling with Xander Schauffele here in the top 5. I got him at plus 600. I felt that was a fair price for a guy who's, you see him there on the right. He's in top 5 to win the tournament outright. So he can have 4 guys beat him, still cash a plus 600. I also took Ludwig Oberg. He's due. He's plus 800. So I felt that was a fair price for him as well. Again, top 5. Outright winners. I rolled with Sepp Straka this week, plus 5,000. I wanted to take some bigger shots at the winners because anything could happen here. You just got to play consistent for 4 days. And then I also took Corey Connors at plus 6,000. So Sepp Straka, outright winner at plus 5,000, and Corey Connors at plus 6,000 this weekend. What about you?
Giddy up. Okay, I've got a couple of plays here. First of all, I'm going with some first round leaders and some first round winners. In the grouping of Justin Rose, Rory McIlroy, and Shane Lowry, I'm fading Rory. He said he's disinterested. He's distracted with golf. He got flagged, as I mentioned in the onset of the show here, with the illegal driver. Justin Rose to beat him in the first round is plus 190. And Shane Lowry, who's a track favorite out there, the second most liability for the books, Shane Lowry, next to Collin Morikawa, plus 120. Give me these guys to beat Rory in the first round. I've heard some guys talking about Rory missing the cut. And I mean, hey, anything can happen, but I'm not going to go there. I am looking at some first round leaders, though, and I'm going to go to Joaquin Niemann. Why not get a big start? 35-1. Shane Lowry, 45-1. John Rahm, little Rombo action out there. Disappointed with his last major finish, but 25-1 for Rombo. And Min-Woo Lee at 75-1. So I've got 4 first round leaders, and I broke it up to a quarter unit apiece. Thought process being, as Scottie Scheffler goes down the track and probably does what he does, we're going to lose value on those plays. But anything could happen in the first round, so I'll sprinkle those quarter units across those 4 individuals to get it done. And if I got to go here, I'm picking one outright winner, just a 1 spot there right now. And I'm going to go with some Collin Morikawa action. Not the biggest price tag in the book, but books are concerned. That's enough for me. We'll see what happens. I just don't want to get too invested in outright. So I'm sure you feel the same way here when it's probably a Scottie Scheffler track and we're all just standing in the way. So tell them what you got going on. Tell them where they can find you, Jeff.
You can find me over at XMMA Jeff 19 and always rolling around the Sports Money Network. So give me a like out there. Good luck this weekend.
Good luck. Hit him straight. Make sure you guys stay tuned. The RBI contest is underway and firing. Hope you guys are having a good time with that. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment with your U.S. Open plays. And we'll see you guys really soon. Get ready for UFC Atlanta this Saturday. We'll be talking all about the PGA and everything in the world of sports. Until then, hit them straight.